You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the Artistic Director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to another juicy episode of Unstoppable Actors, where we are going to be deep diving into something that is going to help you catapult your acting career. If you are brand new to the podcast, welcome. It is so exciting to have you here. You've stumbled across such a good episode because I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get recalls from auditions even with very little prep time. And I'm going to be sharing with you 2 method acting exercises that take less than 20 minutes to do. So this is really exciting. If you don't have any upcoming auditions, do not panic. This is for you still, because this is the prep that you need ahead of time for when those auditions do come in. And if you're a regular listener, hello, thank you for returning. I love having you here. I'm going to arm you up with so much more knowledge on top of what I've already shared with you in past episodes. So let's talk about auditions then. You really don't want to be spending days and days and days prepping them. So back in the early days of my acting career, when I was first getting started and I'd had no method acting training, I used to spend countless hours on my audition. And I thought because I'd spent countless hours on it, it meant I'd been really productive and that I was increasing my chances of getting cast. But actually it didn't work like that. I never saw a higher conversion rate from the audition to actually getting cast. And really, we want to be working smarter, not harder. Spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on your audition prep can actually be counterproductive. It's good for our ego because our ego goes, I've been really committed to my craft and really committed to my acting, but the proof always has to be in the pudding. If you're not converting those auditions, it's not working for you. Now, when I learned method acting and retrained in that and was armed up with all these incredible exercises, it felt a bit weird at first to be spending less time prepping my auditions, but it was way more effective. And I was getting recalled, I was getting cast, and the same can happen for you. Now, I do need to caveat this by saying when you first start using these new exercises, it is going to take you just a little bit longer until you become competent with them, until they become really ingrained in you and you're using them like second nature. So don't panic if it takes you longer than 20 minutes, but know that with practice, you'll get that time down. And of course, with coaching and guidance on them, you're going to get that time down even more, because what's really important right now is that you can create some sort of balance in your life. You've got your 9 to 5, you've got your family, you've got other commitments and auditions as well. You don't want to be spending all the hours on your auditions and then forgetting other things and neglecting other things. So method acting is really good for getting you to work smart, not hard. Now, before I share with you what these exercises are, you can get guidance and coaching inside the Method Actor Circle, which has a dedicated audition class called the Audition Zone. And you are invited to try the Method Actor Circle for a month for £1. How exciting is that? So you can access all of these character immersion techniques, these method acting exercises, these audition techniques that are proven to teach you how to leave your audiences completely spellbound and you getting cast. And you can get all this for less than a pack of chewing gum. How exciting is that? Now, if you didn't know, in the 21st century, over 85% of award-winning actors are method actors. They are using the techniques in method acting, so the proof really is in the pudding. So if you are absolutely serious about leaving your 9 to 5, then the Method Actor Circle is your exit plan. So you can try it for next to nothing and see the progress that you make. So for you to accept your 1 month, £1 trial offer, all you need to do is click the link in the description. I've left it there for you. Or you can simply type into Google bit.ly/unstoppable the method actors circle. And when you get to the checkout, you just need to type in the discount code MAC1. M for method, A for actors, C for circle, and then 1, the number. And we will get you passing your auditions quicker. So as you know, I'm going to be sharing with you how you get recalls from auditions with very little prep time. And I'm going to be sharing these 2 method acting exercises with you that took Sarah less than 20 minutes to do, and they can take you less than 20 minutes to do. So you've just heard me mention the Method Actor Circle, and inside it, as I've said, we've got this dedicated audition class called the Audition Zone. And Sarah came to it and she presented her upcoming audition for a film. So in the Audition Zone, just to give a bit of context, you can present an upcoming audition that you've got before you do the self-tape, before you do the audition. And you'll get feedback on it. You'll get method acting exercises that will get you to make deeper character connections and deeper emotional connections. And then you'll present it again, and then you'll get some more feedback on it. So you are really well prepped for the audition. But if you don't have an audition coming up, it's okay, because you can just either sit in and observe the class so you can get ideas for when you do get an audition, or if you've had one in the past, an audition, and you didn't get cast in it, but you want to know how you could have improved it, you can present that piece to me. I'll give you that in-depth feedback, and then I'll give you the method acting exercises. We'll work through them, the ones that would have got you to connect deeper and would have got you either recalled or cast. So you are very, very prepped for your auditions. So anyway, Sarah brings this piece to the Audition Zone for an upcoming audition. And she presented it, I watched it, and I saw it was natural, but it was lacking impact. And I could also see that Sarah was putting pressure on herself to connect quickly to it, because, let's be honest, there is nothing like a deadline for an audition or self-tape audition to put pressure on us, right? So, before I tell you what I did with Sarah, I just want to sidestep quickly and say to you that I do not want you to get sucked into this idea that if you are performing something naturally, it means it's your best work. And I mean this with love and kindness and good intentions. Because natural does not give breathing space for depth. Natural does not give breathing space for genuine emotional connection. And all it does is lead to mechanical performances. And you are more than capable of doing better than that. And with the right exercises, you can. So anyway, the scene was natural, but there wasn't any impact. And it would have made the panel go, oh yeah, she can act, she's submitted a self-tape on time, she comes across as a nice person, but they would have forgotten it. That's not what we want, not so early on in your career. We need you making a big impact. We need you standing out. We need you to get your auditions to a very high standard. Now, the pressure that Sarah was putting on herself was leading her to overthink. And overthinking is mental tension. So if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you will know that mental tension is any thought that blocks you from connecting to your pure imagination, and it blocks you from stepping into the character authentically. So this is what was happening with Sarah. And so I could see that she needed some effective script analysis, firstly, which I knew once she'd done that, that would then open up that channel for that genuine emotional connection. And I could also see a couple of things missing from the piece. So I gave her 2 method acting exercises to dive into, which were character relationship and rampaging. Now, I went through rampaging in the last episode, so I'm not going to go through that again in this one. So you can listen to the episode before this one if you want to get the lowdown on rampaging. But with character relationship, we deep dived into this. Now, I do want to make another side note here to say that when it comes to character relationship, and what we were doing is we were exploring what is the relationship between your character, the one you're playing, and the one in the scene, which would be the person reading in the lines for you. Because many actors overlook this, but when they do the work on it, they are very good at telling me what is happening in a scene, and they understand it on a logical and intellectual level, but then it stays intellectual. And intellectual means you're giving mechanical performances. It means there's no feeling in it, and they don't embody that knowledge that they've got about the character relationship. And so I wanted to avoid that happening with Sarah, and I wanted her to, yes, understand on an intellectual and logical level what that relationship was, but then I needed her to be able to get into her heart space to embody it to actually embody this relationship. So then it would lead to a genuine and emotional connection. So Sarah explored the relationship. She knew exactly what was going on. She told me all the ins and outs. But again, I could see she wasn't quite connecting to it on a heart level. So what I did is I told her a story from my life, which was connected. There was a lot of parallels between this experience that I'd had and the character she was playing and the relationship they had with the other person in the scene. And the reason I did this is because we as actors love stories. We get very, very involved in them. So what this did is it allowed Sarah to get involved in my story, and she started to get emotionally connected and involved in my story. But what it also did is serve the purpose to inspire her, so she could then make the connection from her own life. And that's what happened. So she could then go, oh, I get this. I now know how to connect this situation to a situation from my own life just by exploring the relationship between the two characters, then hearing my story, then it triggered something in her. So after she's explored that and then we did the rampaging, she was fully out of her head. The overthinking had gone. The pressure had gone. She was feeling the full weight of the character's circumstances, which then triggered this genuine emotional response. And it was such a short scene. So I do need to tell you this because this can be a challenge as well. And it was a challenge for Sarah. It was such a short scene, but with a lot of weight in it. And that was the challenge. Like, how do I connect to all these different emotions in such a short space of time? And so we did it through the rampage and the character relationship. And because she'd got my guidance on it, these exercises took less than 20 minutes. She literally shared the scene 3 times. I didn't want to see it any more than that because once we'd done these exercises, she was there. She didn't need any more coaching or guidance on it, and it was so exciting. And so after she'd done the scene, I said to her, please, can you post in our group how you get on with this audition? And she did. She posted this a couple of days ago. She said, I bought an audition piece to the last audition zone. Louise asked me to post the outcome and I've got a Zoom call back. Woohoo! Working on the piece in the class was really helpful. Now, we've got another audition zone class coming up on Thursday, and I am hoping she brings whatever she's got to prep for the recall for it, because I know we'll go through this same process and I will get her to make these deep character connections so she passes that as well and gets really good feedback. So let's recap then what you need, because you can achieve these same results as well. So firstly, you need to understand the relationships between the characters in the scenes. That is a non-negotiable. It's known as the given circumstances. You have to know that. But then what you don't want to do is just have that knowledge intellectually. You've got to then be able to translate that into your body, into emotions, genuine emotional connection. And so she did that then with rampaging and listening to the story from myself, which then helped her relate it back to her own life. So the feedback and the 2 exercises help to make that connection. And that's what you need. You need feedback on your audition pieces before you submit them, because if not, you are simply going in blind. You are clutching at straws and you don't know what is working and what isn't. And then you need exercises to help you connect where you're not quite connected. And if you use the character relationship and the rampaging, you will absolutely be connecting. Once you've got that in place, you remove all of that overthinking, you remove all of the pressure, and your auditions have been prepped to a very high standard. What that also does is it makes you feel good about your work. And then it makes you excited to do the piece rather than stressing out about it, which is what so many actors do. And so the Method Actor Circle allows you to get that coaching and feedback that you wouldn't ordinarily get on your auditions before you submit them. So you can go in confident, assured, knowing exactly what you're doing, feeling fully prepped, and not wasting hours and hours and hours and hours on the wrong things. So if you are absolutely serious about leaving your 9 to 5, then this is your exit plan. So I am inviting you to come and try the Method Actor Circle for literally next to nothing and see the progress you make. Your invite is giving you 1 month for the trial offer of £1. So that link again is bit.ly/the Method Actor Circle, or I've left it for you in the description, but just make sure you use the discount code M for method, A for actor, C for circle, 1, MAC and the number 1. I am so excited to be able to coach you in our supportive online classes and get you results like Sarah, because this will accelerate your career. See you again soon. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.